How's it going, guys? It's Nathan from Nathan's DIY Garage, and today we're going to review the Harbor Freight 2-ton engine hoist. Okay, so we have it sitting here. Now, there's a few things I want to tell you about this thing. First of all, it's not a lot cheaper than any other engine hoist. Now, I used to have a AC Delco from O'Reilly's. My friend Kevin, we do some videos with him every once in a while. He still uses his AC Delco 2-ton. The problem we found with it, it's so damn heavy, it's hard for one guy to handle it. And what I mean by that, on the AC Delco, it doesn't have folding legs like this guy here does. And with this one, all you have to do is pull the pin and the legs fold down. The AC Delco, you actually have to pick it up and slide it in, and the legs are a little longer. I'm a pretty big dude. It's hard to do that, so I didn't want that. I wanted something somewhat small, which is not really that small. I could push over here in the corner and kind of be out of the way, right, when I'm not using it. And a lot of other ones didn't fold up. I don't have the shop space for that. So this is actually the Pittsburg 2-ton. And it actually has a 8-ton long ram on it as far as hydraulics go. And it comes in 2 small boxes. It's a little bit time consuming, not difficult, just time consuming setting it up. And you know, overall, I've used these. Somebody had one of these. I had to use it. I can't remember anymore what the deal was, but it wasn't bad. Now, the old Harbor Freight stuff used to get, I believe it was orange and yellow, or orange and blue, or yellow and blue. Those were kind of junk. I actually bent one of those early on in my mechanic days. I bent the arm on it, taking a 6-cylinder out of a Tacoma. We actually bent it, and we have actual steel casters on it, and they're pretty heavy duty casters also. What I like about this, Harbor Freight actually stocks the casters for this. So you could actually go buy their casters off the shelf if something happens, but nothing bad should happen. And how this operates here is this pin just pulls out, that pin slides out, and that lets you operate the leg, and the legs fold down just like that, and they are pretty long, which gives you a little better leverage. Now, the one problem with this versus a really expensive one, you can see the legs do set kind of high. That's not such a big deal for me because I'm not going to be pulling anything out of a car when it's not around a jack. Obviously, we're going to be doing it here. We have a floor jack. We get the car up a little bit off the ground. That's not an issue. If that is an issue, this may not be the right choice for you. Some really expensive ones will set a lot lower. It just depends on what you want. There's a lot of variances to that. Maybe some different casters might get you lower also. I'd rather have a little taller casters like these that lets you roll over dirt and stuff on the floor. You know, our floor jack, we love our floor jack to death, but one thing about this damn floor jack, I mean, it sets literally a 1/4 inch or 1/8 of an inch off the concrete, and it has very tiny wheels on it. So if you do anything at all that involves a dirty floor, which our floor isn't that dirty, but if we want to roll over this mat with it, it doesn't. It's like all it could do to roll over that mat. And we see that a lot here with our creeper that we got from there. It has a lot bigger casters on it too, about the same size as these are. He keeps texting me. Anyway, overall, I would say the build quality is really good, and I'm not sure if it's powder coated or painted. You know, when I was putting the uprights on it, I dropped one and nothing chipped off. I mean, it seems like the welds overall are pretty decent on it. I can't really say that it's any worse than an expensive one. One thing they did fix that I really like about it also is it used to be any fold-up cherry picker you got, I call it cherry picker slang for engine hoist, that when you fold the legs out, the whole thing would rock back and forth, right? We've all used those. If you've taken any engines out, somebody you know has one that when you have the engine on it, it rocks back and forth. But these don't. These actually sit flat on the floor, and there's no rocking at all. It seems to be overly sturdy. Now, this thing was $229. Don't make the mistake. This is a 2-ton. Don't make the mistake and buy the 1-ton. Unless you're working on Honda Civics only and you're taking those engines out. There's all kinds of horror stories that people are taking stuff out and the pin shears off, or the hydraulic cylinder, the mounting plate on that lets go. In my opinion, you got to have a 2-ton. So my deal on this, if you read the fine print on the 20% off coupon, everybody knows the Harbor Freight, they always have a 20% off coupon. That excludes floor jacks. That excludes a lot of the bigger stuff. So before I went in there, I was kind of trying to do some research on it, see if I could use a coupon or not. And I couldn't find anything on it. I got in there. The guy's like, I don't know. I'll scan it and see if it lets me take it off of there. And it did. So we got $46 off the $225 engine hoist. So overall, I'm pretty pleased with that. And I can't really... There was nothing else close on the price for a 2-ton. And, you know, overall, I'm really happy with it. Now, I haven't got to use it really hardcore yet. Just kind of fooling around here in the shop a little bit with it after I put it together. We'll know when we do the E60 swap and the E39 swap what it's made of, because we'll be doing an engine and transmission. And I take that back, be engine only. We're going to slide the cradle out. We're going to use this to put take the old engine off the cradle and put the new engine on the cradle. And if we have to move the transmission around, we use this also. On the E39, you know, M54 on the E39 is not the heaviest engine, it is aluminum block. And the N52 on the E60 is aluminum block also. They're probably, I don't know, 400 pounds probably, be realistic on it. And it should be nothing for it. So I'm interested to see how it does. And I guess whenever we do that video, we'll do an update on it. And we'll take a look at everything and make sure nothing bent, nothing's an issue. And that's it. So there's my honest opinion of the Harbor Freight 2-ton Pittsburgh floor jack. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you later.